tutorial gameplay. Just kidding, I would never do that to you. Hey guys, this is DoYou-Gi-Oh, and today we will be talking about the top 6 worst excuses for losing in Yu-Gi-Oh. So, let's get right into it. This is in no particular order, so don't have a fit if you're dumb and you get annoyed when people don't put the list how you want it. No particular order, so let's go. Probably the most common excuse for losing in Yu-Gi-Oh is, oh, if I had gotten that one more top deck, or if I had had one more turn, I could have done this. You didn't have another turn, okay? So, you didn't have another turn because you got beat in the amount of turns you got beat, and you got to deal with that. You lost, deal with it. It was a fair duel. Nobody cheated. And so, if you had had one more turn, then maybe if you had dueled better, you would have had another turn. But you didn't duel well enough to have another turn. So it's your fault that you didn't have that one more turn. Or maybe your opponent just did really well. So there isn't any, luck in that. It's purely skill if you could have had one more turn. That depends on how well your opponent played and how well you played. The next excuse, which is probably the most annoying, is, oh, I bricked. If you bricked for an entire match, that says something about your deck building skills. Because you should not build a deck that bricks, for a whole match. I mean, maybe if you're running Monarchs, because they brick more than a house made of bricks, you should not be bricking for a whole match. And if you do, then don't just go around saying I bricked, so his win doesn't count. Don't invalidate other people's wins because you got a bad hand. They still deserve to win. They still probably dueled pretty well. And if they didn't, then who cares? It's just a game, okay? So I know some people are really competitive at Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just a game. Then the next excuse is, I forgot to flip my face down. I forgot to activate this card. I forgot to use this combo. I misplayed. I got the wrong card. Okay, everybody misplays. You lost from it. That's fine. You don't need to pout about it. As for all of these excuses, if you didn't do that combo, then that's all on you. That is on you and you alone. That has nothing to do with skill. I mean, luck. It has all to do with skill. If you didn't execute your combo right, then you don't know your deck well enough, and you should practice with your deck more before going to a tournament and pouting that you lost because you didn't know how to play your deck. Then the next one, which I don't even understand why people ever say this, is I didn't try. He wasn't a very good duelist, so I didn't try, so I lost. Well, if they weren't a good duelist, first of all, you should have beaten them. If you're a better duelist than them, you should have beat them. And always try. Always, if they're a bad duelist, then maybe it's an opportunity to practice or teach a less experienced player how to learn. If you didn't try, that just means you're lazy and don't deserve to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Just not trying is saying, oh, I didn't actually duel him. I just let him win. Okay, well, then you lost. If you let him win, then that's a strategy. Letting your opponent win is a strategy, and it's a bad one, and it makes you lose. So if you're going to pout about losing, don't say you didn't try, because we all know you either didn't try, and you're telling the truth, and you're just lazy, or you did try, and you're just a bad duelist. Next, he was just playing a meta deck. Okay, most people play meta decks. There's a reason that they're called meta. Meta is the newest, best deck. If you want to win, you gotta play it. I personally don't play meta a lot, so I don't win all the time, and I'm fine with that. But don't be all salty if your opponent's playing a good deck, and you're playing some rogue Constellar Teller Knights or whatever. Constellar Knights that are gameplay. Just kidding, I would never do that to you. Or Knights that are some noob deck. Or even if you're running a road deck that isn't that bad. I play Cyber Dragons. I go to a local tournament every few Saturdays, and I bring my Cyber Dragons. And so usually I go about like 4-4. I usually I usually don't get a winning record. Every once in a while I'll get a losing record, depending on my matchups, but a lot of times I'll either go 4-4, like an even record, or worse, because other people there are going to be running meta. So just expect, if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, that people are going to play meta. And if you lose, just because their deck was better than yours, that's part of Yu-Gi-Oh, and you have to deal with that if you're going to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Then, the last excuse that people use that is not valid whatsoever is if you didn't have that one set card, if you didn't have that one set solemn, if you didn't have that one set bottomless. But he did. When he built his deck, he had enough deck building skill that he knew he needed to put that solemn in there. He needed to put that bottomless in there, so that when you got out your Boss Infinity card that cost $30, he could just go, nope, solemn, and then you're screwed. That just means he's a good deck builder, or she is a good deck builder, he or she. But for all these, if he didn't do this, if I did do this, well, you didn't do that. He did do that, so you have to deal with it. It's a fair duel. But, like, if somebody cheats on you, and the judge is biased, the judge is like that person's friend, and they let them get away with cheating, by all means, complain to your friends. Don't go over the top complaining about it. Don't complain to everybody. Just say to your friends that. Don't go over the top complaining, but if somebody cheats, power to you, complain. That's fine with me, but don't complain if you lost in a fair and square duel. So, I got kind of mad during that rant, guys. Kind of sorry about that. But that was my rant about the top 6 worst excuses for losing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Please like and subscribe, and comment below what our next video should be.